Hello everyone, today I'll be doing a solo Grandmaster run, the rework of Exodus Crash with Warlock. For my subclass, I'll be using the Prismatic Warlock. Here are the frags and mods I'll be using in this video. For my kinetic, I'll be using the Battle Scar Kinetic Tremors. Next, I'll be using the La Monarch. For the heavy, I'll be using the crafted fix odds. This week, I decided to go for the Warlock, the Prismatic subclass. But hey, I'm using La Monarch. I'm not using Outbreak Pulse Rifle, even though I should be using it to make it a more efficient run. So this is the rework of Exodus Crash. So instead of grabbing the arc pulses of sparing your way, there's gonna be two champions for now, by the way. And there's gonna be a barrier, so I do highly recommend, if you want to, you might as well have double ocular resilience and solar resilience. The reason why I say solar resilience is because the champions right now is the Vex, and they shoot solar. Something similar of what happens for Glassway, where the Vex champion shoots solar and they can do a lot of damage, even though it is not solar threat. So once I take down the Vex Hobgoblin barrier champion, I'm gonna take down the Fallens, and then I'm gonna use the hoverboard, and then instead of sparing my way and taking my time, I'm just gonna skip all this because there's no champions, so why not I hoverboard all the way near the end of the map. By the way, you might have to dodge some bullets from the ship because when doing this method, they're gonna try to shoot your hoverboard. I'm gonna also hoverboard over this mini safe spot. Problem is the ship is going to harass me. So I'm gonna go on this itty bitty spot, safe spot zone, and take down the sniper. So the sniper can either be at the bottom left or the top right. So for some reason this footage he is at the top right. Now there are actually two more snipers from the back of the map, but I'm gonna quickly bunny hop Warlock and then take down the two snipers, because the two snipers are the ones are gonna mess up your mini skip method. So make sure you take down one Vandal, then the next one, and now we're gonna be introducing the Overload champion from the bottom. Now I prefer to take down a champion from this spot. Everyone's different. Reason is because he can't harass me. 1, 2, he is a nuisance. 3, I just thought it'd be kind of cool of standing in this spot because no one really does this method except me. Now we're going to be introducing the Pika Shanks. Oh wait, my bad. The Stasis Shanks. So now we got these Shanks where they pop the stasis. Dust field surrounding it. Now I'm going to be using my Transcendent and then my Super, because for this season we gotta rely on looter ability spam instead of looter shooter. Can't really rely on weapons for this season. Gotta just rely on ability, because that's what Bungie wants us to do. So I'm gonna pull back since I can't really use my weapon so much. You know, do a little melee here, go back to this giant rock that gives me traumatizing memories from Proving Grounds where I got one shot by Unstoppable Barrier Overload champion. So now we have the Brig at finisher mode or psychopathic mode, where it's just shooting solar. That's what you want it to do. Now this is the first time that the barrier champion actually backs away. So usually the barrier champion just stands probably near the rock. Yes, near the rock where I'm standing. So you can take down the barrier champion very easily because all the ads are going to be huddling around, panicking because the Brig is almost bungeed. Alright? So because the barrier champion is not cooperating, now I have to use the weapons. You know, I'm trying to use weapons for this season, but you know, it's not a little shooter anymore. I mean, look how much damage I'm doing in this Brig. I mean, look at it. It's not even that powerful or power. I want some more power to get this run done. Why do I have to rely on abilities in this game? I mean, what's going on with this game? Is this looter shooter or looter ability spam for this season or this coming year? So now we got this itty bitty cute little adorable Annoying Brig champion. If you are the Guardian members, you might as well just spam the emoji servitors because we're going to see a lot of them. And when I mean a lot of them, I'm really serious. We're going to see a lot of these baby adorable, horrifying, annoying servitors. So I am using a arc pulse, a pulse rifle with kinetic tremors. If you do have the battle, the best weapon in the franchise, then you might as well use it. I don't have it, unfortunately. Couldn't get the role. Didn't have that time last season to grind it. I was debating of using Dragon's Breath, by the way, if anyone's wondering, but I decided to just use Love Monarch because of the Overload champions. And you're probably wondering, why am I using Transcendence? Well, I thought might as well just use it to take down the Hydra. So look, if you see this Hydra, right? Well, we're gonna see this annoying Hydra probably 2 or 3 more times, especially at the boss fight, which I'll be talking about very soon. So we're gonna pick up this orb, Arc Orb, and then we're gonna deposit it so we can open the door because basically, this is a rework Exodus Crash. They want to make it more complicated and more annoying. But hey, instead of gathering arc pulses, let's just take down a brig, with ability spam. And let's just take down this mini Hydra and to open the door. So now there is an Overload champion. So for this mini area, it hasn't changed one bit. So you can just stand right in this spot. You can take your time, or you can switch to your machine gun. By the way, I do recommend using fixed odds. So I did try using a arc machine gun. If anyone's wondering what arc machine gun am I talking about, well, the 7 Cedra Saw machine gun. I tried it. It was good. It had multiple weapon, nice, but I wasn't getting enough heavy ammo, and for some reason fixed odds I'm getting more ammo for some reason. Not really sure, maybe because it's crafted. I even put double heavy. I was actually testing it during this area of how much heavy bricks I was getting, and for some reason fixed odds I was just getting more heavy bricks than the 7 Cedra Saw machine gun. So now we're gonna use Transcendent. We're gonna just spam abilities. We're gonna spam abilities until we get bored of it. Alright, so another thing I could have done is use a fragment where I can have barrier on my machine gun, but I'm not too picky about it. So if you want to go for that fragment, go ahead, but it doesn't really matter too much because if I use my super, I can have my machine gun to have barrier, or pretty much any weapon. Like, let's just say I want to use a special grenade launcher and a machine gun. When I use my super, I can have barrier, but I'm not gonna really use that method. So we're gonna bungee this adorable servitor champion. I'm gonna shoot the lasers. Might as well just shoot them just to show how dangerous they can be. Sometimes even though I bunny hop to the lasers, I have like these weird odd bugs where I still get a one shot even though I'm not even close to lasers, which is confusing for me. Makes me so confused. So now we're introduced with the new rework Exodus Crash of having to go scan, and nothing really too much has changed. I mean, the bad thing is you have to deal with snipers. Like a lot of snipers, especially the sniper from the top right, can be annoying. 2, the Overload champions don't push you down the stairs. That could be a good or a bad thing, depending of your weapons, depending of your loadout, depending of the subclass you're going for. So they do stick around at the open wider room, but to be honest, I would rather for them to be at the stairs if I am using a meta weapon loadout, so I can get it done more faster. But hey, everyone's different. So I would say that they did improve the Overlord champions not being too glitchy. But the one thing I'm trying to figure out, I haven't figured out the percent, is sometimes ads just keep spawning and spawning, where I'm trying to figure out if there is a fixed spawn where I can clear ads and then go back to the ghost. So the ghost is scanning and you have to be near the ghost, not outside of the circle, inside the circle. If you don't, then the ghost is going to get shy and not scan. So you can't have the ghost by itself. It cannot scan. It has to be near you. It's very clingy. You gotta be close to the ghost if you want to get the objective done. It even says return to the ghost. It's just terrified. It just wants the guardian near you. Well, basically near the guardian or near you or your fire team. So there will be snipers that will spawn from the top right, so be on the lookout for that. Now, one thing I could have done is use my super, but why not just spam the fixed odds machine gun? Why not just use the weapons, looter shooter, to clear down the ads instead of spamming abilities for this run? But looks like I can't really do that so much, so gotta use my abilities eventually just to get it to a efficient, clean-ish run. So there are Overlord champions from the right side, and then a servitor that can shoot void at you. So this servitor from the back, the good news is it's not a barrier champion, but it is annoying. And when I say annoying, it likes to shoot void at you. And sometimes it gets near to the champions or to the boss where it wants to immune them and protect them, even though it's minding its own business. I mean, look at the servitor. It's just harassing me. Leave me alone. I'm just trying to take down the Overlord champion. My goodness, you're more annoying than a champion. So I'm going to throw this tangle. It throws. Now it's panicky. Now it's going to run away. Look at that. Now it's running away from my Warlock. Before it was confident. It was shooting this void blast at me. And now it doesn't want to be harassed. Well, too bad you started the fight. Alright, mini boss servitor. So now we're going to go back to the ghost because the ghost is very clingy. It needs its guardian. I need your guardian. You need to be close to me. So we're gonna go and wait. So around 50%, hopefully. If you're inside a circle, outer, for some reason the ghost doesn't want to scan. So you really have to get close to the ghost. It's so clingy. So now I'm gonna be using my super, and yes, my machine gun has barrier. So woo, I'm just gonna spam my abilities. Just be aware of the stasis shank where it can mess up your super, like this for example, which I did not know, by the way. And remember, there will be a spawn of snipers from the top right. So be on the lookout of these snipers from the top right, and then just take your time dealing with the ads. So when I was using my super, I should have taken down the barrier champion right away, so my bad for that. Or I could have just waited for these stasis shanks to push towards the stairs so I can take him down, and then use my super to take down the barrier champion. So there were two methods I could have done. I could quickly take down the barrier champion or waited and take down the stasis, because they're the ones that were messing up my DPS when I was using my super. I didn't know they even appear, alright? This is a rework of Exodus Crash, alright? Very, well, not really new Nightfall, but they just did a little, changes here and there. So now I'm going to take my time taking down this servitor. And he is going to be extremely annoying. Just going to rely on the auto aiming assist. Just to take down this barrier champion. Let's not forget that my character sometimes moves to a different enemy. Like right now. For some reason I wanted to shoot the boss. But no, I wanted to shoot the barrier champion. But console aim assist says no. You must shoot the boss. Because why not? No, I have to take down the barrier champion. So now we take down the barrier champion. We're just gonna try to take down the mini boss. But then this servitor, once again, he appears You know, I thought he was gone for good. No, he respawns again. He comes back to life to harass me. And now I had to take down this champion because he was immuning the boss. And then now he's running away. I mean, look at him. He's like, oh, you caught me. You caught me, Blitz. Alright, so we took down that annoying servitor. So now I'm going to take down this really Bungie mini boss. So now we're just going to throw grenades. We're going to just go for alchemist, super-ish. You know, a lot of jokes I could say about this, but yeah, just take down the boss and then pull back. For some reason, the boss decided to use his stasis attack after it got bungeed. But now we're gonna take down the Overload Champion. So remember to take down one at a time. I mean, if you want to take down both of them, then by all means, just go for it. For me, I'm trying to take down one of them at least, so try to take them down as quickly as possible because the Overload Champion from the left or right side is gonna huddle and help the Overload Champion, then both of them are gonna shoot at the same time with the Arc Seekers. Therefore, then your DPS is gonna take longer, or it might just teleport and regain its health when the turret is gone. But yeah, isn't this fun? I really love this new reworked Exodus Crash. Sarcastically. So now we're gonna go back to the goose. Gotta get a little close to it. We're almost there, you know, 40% more to go. 63, 65%. Looks like a wave of ads are gonna be spawning where there's gonna be another sniper. So yeah, be on the lookout of the sniper from the top right. That's the problem of this mini waves. A sniper is the one that's gonna ruin your DPS run because sometimes you're busy clearing the ads, the other snipers from the bottom left and right. Then you got this sniper harassing you from the top right platform. So now I'm gonna use my machine gun. Why not? Because we want to clear down the ads. So now that there is a shank from far distance, so highly recommend to take him down. Use the pulse rifle or Lemonarch or pulse rifle outbreak. Anything you want. And now we're gonna have another spawn of a sniper. See, that's the problem. What I'm seeing is ads keep spawning over and over. You know, I'm trying to figure out if it's a fix or if I need to go a higher percent for this to not happen. You know, it's new, so I haven't done 100% testing so much. Or should I just stayed at the ghost long enough for the second mini boss to spawn? See, these are a lot of questions I have to ask myself, especially when doing testing. Because when doing testing, it takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, no rewards, sadly. And sometimes if it's worth even sharing it or not. But anyway, we still have the baby servitor. The servitor came back to life. So make sure you take down the servitor. And to take down all these fallen ads. But yeah, isn't this fun? For you guys, not for me. And this is not fun. I mean, look at all these ads spawning over and over. Looks like around 65%. They just keep spawning a lot. But as I said before, I need to do more testing of how this works. You know, maybe there's a way to skip these extra mini spawns, but haven't fully tested. So now we're at 98%, 100%. So 100%, it looks like the boss will spawn. And there is a couple of champions right ahead where I think there is a overload champion. I don't think there's a barrier because I don't see a barrier immuning any ads. So I'm assuming there is an overload champion. If not, if there is no champion, then I should have just skipped it and just go on my way to the next area. But to be honest, I think there is a champion. I can sense it. I can sense the power. So now there is this boss. So I was waiting for this boss to get a little closer so I can use my transcendence. Then I'm gonna use my super, you know, just do a lot of damage to it. So yes, there is an upload champion from the right side. So now I'm just trying to take down this boss because he does have a lot of health. But you can see the super is so powerful, even at low power level. By the way, I'm not at the minus 25 GM for this solo run, unfortunately. I mean, the XP is just ridiculous. Ridiculous to the point where I just can't bother myself grinding bounties and bounties and bounties just to get at the fair power level to do this GM. Alright, so now we got this Olo champion. My goodness. Let me take you down with the Le Monarch. When there's a way and there's an overload champion, just use Le Monarch or finisher if it's low health. If it's low health. Alright, so I'm gonna be collecting some heavy. I think I see a heavy and some traps. Gotta run away from the traps. So now there's gonna be something new. So remember, you had to collect the arc pulses and then the fire team can collect it. Yeah, you're gonna be so disappointed. So Bungie decided to make this even more annoying and complicated. So this objective, you have to collect arc charges. And it's gonna take a while. Now, I'm sure there is a glitch where you can grab one orb and then dunk it 3 times. If there is a way for that method, I still think it is ridiculous that the fact that you have to use a cheese just to get this run done. I honestly think they should have stick with the arc pulses or just not have anything in this area, or maybe just a mini boss, you know, an itty bitty maybe Hydra or something, and then just take him down, grab the arc orb, and then open the door. Pretty much like that. But no, you have to collect all these arc charges. So right now I am trying to do DPS. I was doing DPS at the Hydra from the top right so his health can be low. And then we got these 2 orb icons from the middle and the right side. So there is actually Rivens. Yes, there are Rivens in this area. And there is a bigger champion. So when you do take down the bigger champion, then a arc orb will spawn. And that's when you have to dunk the orb to the objective. Or the generator. Overload generator. Now be aware that this boss can shoot solar, so if you don't have solar resilience, it is a possibility that he could do a lot of damage to you, or if your health is not full 100%, it is a possibility that he can one-shot you. I know, because it happened to me many times when I was doing the run at the beginning of the first stage, or the first room, or the first open map. Because I was trying to figure out why he was one-shotting me for no reason. Then I had to look at my footage, you know, put some effort to my run. And say, oh, because my solar resilience, that's why. So then instead of concussive dampener, I wanted to use that, especially for the boss fight. I decided to just choose solar resilience. Now be aware there are Hydras shooting void at you. So like I said, if there is a glitch, go for it. Go forward with the dunk orb mini cheese if there is, but if there isn't, then you're gonna have a really hard, well, not a hard time, it's just gonna be long and annoying because now we gotta deal with the overload champion. So the overload champion is the one that has the orb, arc orb, if I'm mistaken. Actually, I could be wrong. I think it is a void minotaur, but we'll be seen very soon since this is a rework Exodus Crash. And let's not forget, there are a couple of Rivens and Hydras. So you can see that there is a Riven. You can use La Monarch. You can use a rocket, but you know, for this run, I'm just going to use a machine gun. So I need to go all the way from the back side, you know, near where the lost sector is. So there's going to be a couple of these harpies or these mini ads where they shoot void. You know, I'm trying to hide from them so I can take down these Rivens. Now, another thing I could have done is use my super. But later on, you can actually make them walk towards you or provoke them to get near you so you can use their super. See, I haven't really thought about that since this was kind of new to me. Because I was trying to figure out if they can push, but then they backed away, which was not good. The fact that they walked away, I should have went to all the way from the right side. You know, just walk more forward so I can provoke them and make them, you know, come near me so I can use my super. So we took down one of the Rivens. And then now we got a Void Minotaur. And then we got a Harpy from the far left. I didn't want to take down the Minotaur because I need to take down the Overload Champion. So during this spot, this is a spot where you can make the Overload Champion and the Rivens push. The only problem is you gotta really make sure you have your super ready because this is a spot where they can actually shoot Void at you, and with the splash damage, it is a possibility you might go back to orbit if you're not too careful. So now I'm just trying to lure this Minotaur to just quickly push so I can do damage to it. So right now I'm just throwing a grenade, and then the Riven or an enemy that was shooting Void was doing a lot of damage to my Guardian, so I had to pull back and then try again to do DPS at the Minotaur. So make sure you use your machine gun, you know, use finisher, take him down right away, and then just scout, see what's going on. And yes, this Minotaur, this itty bitty harmless Minotaur, almost one-shot me to send me back to orbit. So now I'm going to be going and dunking the orb, Orb Charge right away. And now we're going to take down the Harpies. So this is everyone's choice. So I'm going to take down these Harpies so I can get this Hydra. So I'm going to do a mini time skip. After I took down the Harpies, I'm going to go on top of the platform. Just be aware there's going to be a Cyclops that can one-shot you. So he's sleeping right now from the far right side. I mean, if I jump there, you'll probably see him. So right now, I'm trying to bait this Hydra to float around so I can shoot it with Lemon Arc. So there he is. So he has tiny health. And then I'm going to collect the orb and get the hell out of here. I'm out of here. You know, this is ridiculous. I have to do extra objective for the rework Exodus Crash. Really nice that they actually added more objective. You know, this kind of reminds me of Lake of Shadows. You know, where in the beginning of the room, you know, you shoot the blights. Then they added this mini boss, you know, a giant gambit servitor, and he's so tanky and it just takes a long time. Well, honestly, I just feel like that scenario, but instead of a boss, we're getting objectives of killing, you know, all the ads basically in the whole room, and then you have to collect 3 of the Orb Charges. Actually, there's going to be a barrier champion, servitor. Eventually, they will spawn, by the way. So I was waiting for the barrier champion to float around at the bottom platform, as you can see here. So I was waiting. That's to do DPS at the walker. And I'm just waiting for the servitor to just float by. So I'm going to do a mini time skip right now until it spawns. Okay, after doing DPS, now we see the servitor floating around. So this is the servitor. And the reason why I didn't want to go down is because of Sparrow. These, you know, these fallen ads with their little vehicle. I didn't want to get, you know, one shot by them. You know, there are times where there's glitches where they just run over you and then you get one shot. So make sure you take down the barrier champion. Might as well just use your super. Use your super, no hesitation. I mean, it is ridiculous that now they're adding champions in this area. Like, let me just take down a walker and be on my way and just focus on the boss. But no, let's add more champions just to make this challenging and fun. Alright, took down the pike drag. There is snipers. I was trying to figure out where they are. You know, it's been a long time since I done this Exodus Crash. So I'm gonna do a little bit more DPS. I'm gonna do some DPS. I'm gonna do a mini time skip. I thought there was gonna be Overlord champion, but I guess I was wrong. So there's just one champion. So now I'm just gonna do DPS at this walker. So might as well just do DPS. We're gonna make our way to the other room. So you're probably thinking, okay, so did they did any rework on this Exodus Crash dark room? Yeah, about that. So they did some rework on the room-ish. So they replaced a Overlord champion with a barrier. And there's going to be a lot of shanks. So be aware of the bombs, be aware of the dregs, be aware of the barrier champion trying to immune the ads. So there's no Overlord champion in this room, so I guess that's the good news for everyone. People are going to be happy about it, people are not going to be happy about it. So this room, there's going to be stasis shanks that will cover the platforms, which you will have to take them down, or you could go to a shortcut, but I haven't fully figured out the best path because the stasis shanks are covering the certain path that I used to go on the old Exodus Crash version. But I know for a hunter invis, I probably would just take that to be your champion, turn invisible, and then just go around them. If I have to be super, super honest. So right now I'm going to go on top of the platform, you know, just looking around. Just looking around, see if there's any ads. So there is actually a servitor, which I did not know, by the way. And then he just disappears from the dark. It's like a ghost. There's a ghost servitor. It just shoots you and then disappears. But yeah, I was just trying to figure out the best way to take down these enemies, the servitor, and then this heavy shank. So I found this really cool spot, you know, last minute, last second. Thought, hey, this would be a nice spot to take down the heavy shank, and then a nice spot to take down the servitor if it does appear. So right now I was just looking, and there he is. There's the ghost. I see that ghost servitor just peeking, and it disappears from the dark. I'm sure eventually the servitor will push, so you can see that the servitor likes to float around the room, which I did not know that. So he seems to be the one that haunts the guardians, where he just floats around the room and harasses them and disappears from the dark. I mean, that's how I feel for this room, to be honest. I mean, look at him, he's just floating around. Even has a name for it, the House Salvation Servitor, so it does like to move around. So now we're going to take down the stasis shanks because it's blocking my path. And then we're going to make our way to the boss fight. Right now I'm just trying to get some heavy, so I'm going to do a mini time skip. Alright, so now we're at the boss fight. Yes, we are at the boss fight. So we're going to destroy these overcharged shanks. And now the boss fight's going to be different. So they did some rework for the boss fight. And this was actually my first time at the boss fight. I didn't really know too much of what was going on. So the thing was, I thought maybe instead of rotating around the map, since that's basically what, you know, the old-fashioned way, I thought maybe I'll just stand here and then take down the boss. And it did work at the first phase, but the final phase was not looking so good. Let's just say the boss went on top of the platform, not even the box. He was actually next to me, wavy, like, hello, Blitz. Nice try. And then we did a trade-off. Yeah, either it was really buggy or it happens a lot to the point where at the last phase you might as well just rotate the map, do DPS, throw turrets, clear the ads, and then do one-on-one DPS the boss. So this is the first phase of the boss. So now you can actually melt the boss, have health, and then there'll be a mini phase where we have to pick up the Orb Charge. So right now I wanted the boss to be a little close by so I can use my super and do DPS. So I am focusing on my surroundings of the ads, but like I said, you don't have to do this method. You could just go around the map. I just thought maybe it'd be nice to stand here and do DPS. Because I used to do this on Master Nightfall, Grandmaster Nightfall. You know, I thought maybe this method would work. It did work, by the way, for the first phase. But as I said before, the third phase, it didn't work out so much because the boss wasn't cooperating with me. Like right now, the boss is cooperating with me. The boss is not on top of the box. The boss is not next to me at the platform where I'm standing. So that's the good news. And he is away from me. So this is what he's supposed to behave. You know, he's not supposed to be really close to me. He's supposed to back away. Like right now. And he's just, you know, minding his own business, trying to shoot, but then I can cover myself from this box. This is the method I've been trying to do for the last phase, but you will see very soon that it didn't work at 100%. But yeah, now he disappeared, and probably the hardest part, in my opinion, or the most annoying part, is the mini phase. And the mini phase is when you have to take down 2 champions. Now be aware that the champions are going to be your worst enemy here. And right now, I was thinking stay in this spot. But I did not know that this Hydra was there, right? I didn't know that the Hydra was going to be the one, was going to be in this room, this phase where it can shoot void. So now the problem is for this phase is that the Hydra can shoot void at you, and it can mess up your mini safe zone spot of dealing with the champions. So now I had to rotate, you know, hide behind cover here in a little bit, not too much. I don't have to hang around here too much because it's, you know, it's not 100% safe. But my first objective is just clear as much ads as I can, especially the ones that explode, like this one. And then deal with the champions. Now, the one thing I did not know is I had no idea that the champions, I thought the bigger champion was a servitor. I didn't know that it was a Vex champion. So something was shooting me, and I was trying to figure out what is shooting me. I didn't know what it was. And then later on, I figure out that there is a barrier champion that shoots solar. So one thing about this mini phase is you have to be super cautious, and you have to take cover while doing DPS, dealing with the overlord champion, or dealing with the surrounding ads. That's the part that I did not know. So since now you know, just be aware of the barrier champion that can shoot solar at you. So now I'm going to be using my super. So I sensed the barrier champion was nearby because he was shooting solar at me. It was ridiculous. So my first objective is take down this champion quickly because he was messing up my DPS. He was just doing so much damage on my Guardian. It wasn't looking good. So now I can have a breather. I can finally just take my time taking out the Bear Champion. Well, the Upload Champion. Now be aware that right now the Hydra is down. And then there's an Orb, but he's gonna respawn over and over. So make sure during this phase, take down the Bear Champion. Well, the Upload Champion. We almost did a trade-off, by the way. But, you know, the good thing is I did take cover. I did move a little bit towards the wall because I noticed the ads from the right side were shooting at me. Make sure you take down the Upload Champion. Transcendent will probably be your best friend because when you throw grenades, it also throws stasis as well. And you know, you can also throw a stasis turret while doing DPS the boss. Well, the Upload Champion. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep rotating the map. I mean, that's the new thing, I guess. And definitely you want to take down the Hydra. So now we clear all the ads. Yay. You know, we're happy. Now this is the perfect time. Highly recommend, by the way. Save, farm your super, and farm your transcendence. So basically what I'm going to do is farm my super and farm my transcendence and heavy bricks. So you could take down this Hydra over and over. So you can get heavy bricks and your super. So I'm going to do a mini time skip here. Because I don't want to waste, you know, your time. I don't want to waste my time. So I'm going to do a mini time skip until my super is full. And my transcendence. After taking down the Hydra, I'm going to pick up the Orb Charge. I'm going to dunk the Orb. And then we're going to go to the mini safe zone. So let me just tell you and warn you that this method did not work out as I wanted. The boss was actually not cooperating with me. So if the boss is not cooperating with you, you might as well just keep rotating the map. And then just keep doing DPS while having your super and such. Another thing that I could have done, if I was higher power level, I could have melted the boss. But yeah, you can see here, he went on top of the platform. He freaked me out. I said, OMG, I need to use my super. See, if I was higher power level, I could have taken down this boss just like that. But no, I'm not at the right, you know, minus 25 power level to get this run done. You know, I could have taken down this boss already and done with this. So anyway, I decided to just melt him as quickly as I can. But like I said, make sure you just rotate the map. Then there was a servitor immuning him, right? And then we did a trade-off. It did work out. You know, I threw my storm grenades. I didn't think it was going to do anything, but it did. We did a trade-off. The boss was shocked. Alright, I took down the boss. It was shocked. And you know what? That's what you get for being a bungee. Boss. That's what you get, boss, for being a bungee. Because it tried to bungee me. It went next to me. It never really does that. Absolutely ridiculous. But for this reworked Exodus Crash, for some reason, it just does. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.